Good morning, my Real News Midday TV family. Thank you so much for tuning in this morning, and I'm wishing for everyone a wonderful and a productive day. And in the news this morning, man killed was on bail for shooting death of teen 4 years ago. Police say the man who was killed at the gate of a school on Friday was on bail, having been charged with murder in the shooting death of a 14-year-old boy 4 years ago. The man, who police and relatives identified as Cuthbert Lambert, otherwise called Jerome, 27, was shot dead in a reported drive-by shortly after 8 a.m., just as he dropped off his 5-year-old stepdaughter at the Christiana Moravian Primary and Infant School. The school is located beside Christiana Police Station, to which Lambert had been reporting in keeping with the terms of his bail for the murder of the teen. When asked if police have linked the incident as a possible motive, a source said, "A friend a kill friend." A police source said Lambert was charged in relation to the December 2, 2020 murder of 14-year-old Ricardo Richards, otherwise called Deshaun Ashley, during a drive-by shooting in the community of Brockery near Christiana. The incident also resulted in Ricardo's 17-year-old cousin being hospitalized. Ricardo had just finished the driving lessons with his father when tragedy struck. At the time of that murder, a relative of Ricardo said that he was behind the steering wheel as his father had been teaching him to drive. The relative said a car was behind them, so Ricardo was driving slowly. As him stop out the shop, them pass him and come out and turn, but him never did pay them any mind, and them come back down and just start shoot up the car, the relative added. Ricardo's father is said to have exited the vehicle to go to a shop just before the shooting. A police report at the time said that about 8:20 p.m., Ricardo was sitting in the driver's seat of a Honda Accord motorcar while the other teenager was sitting on the bonnet of the car on the roadway when they were pounced upon by gunmen traveling in a Toyota Axio motorcar who opened the fire, hitting them several times. The distraught relative had told the news at the time that several of their family members had been murdered in Spanish Town over a period of time. Ricardo lived in the corporate area, but was reportedly staying with relatives for Christmas in the Manchester northeastern community. Police believe Ricardo's father, Lennox Ashley, 37, was the intended target of the 2020 gun attack. Ashley was killed almost 2 years later on March 18, 2022 in Brockery. In the past week, 4 people were killed in Manchester, including 2 in Christiana, 2 days apart. On Friday, People's National Party aspirant for Manchester Northeastern, Valentin Wint, said that the situation is deeply troubling. "That is not how we are accustomed to solving our differences. In less than 3 days, we have had 2 murders. We really have to take charge of this town. I know the police are making every effort to keep Christiana as a quiet and law-abiding town, but for some reason, criminal elements are finding themselves in this town and they are wreaking havoc," he told the journalist near the crime scene. "We really have to be our brother's keeper, and so we have to start looking at the strangers who are coming into our town. We have to report them to the police because these persons who are coming in are bringing violence into the town. We want Christiana to return to the peaceful town that we are accustomed to be. This can't be good. This is really a very sad time in northeast Manchester," he added. Lee St. Wallis, principal of Christiana High, which is across the road from Christiana Moravian School, said that the shooting was traumatizing for the school community. "It is really disheartening and distressing to come out in the first week of school to see what is happening in the Christiana community. It is really unprecedented. We have never seen the likes of this kind of crime and the violence in this area. And so, as you can see clearly, the parents are concerned," he said, as worried parents descended on the primary school while it was on lockdown. "It is really rough, and we know the condition of trauma that the children have to go through just to see an incident like this unfold right in front of them," added Wallis. Police kill Westmoreland's most wanted in gun battle. Carlington Tommy Godfrey, who was one of the prime targets on the Westmoreland Police's most wanted list for a series of crimes, including multiple murders committed in several communities across the parish, was killed in an alleged gunfight with the police on Friday. Godfrey, who was feared by even his own cronies in the underworld because of his fiery temper and his willingness to shoot even his own friends when he was provoked, had engaged the police in several gun battles before his last stand on Friday. Westmoreland was in the spotlight on Thursday when the fragile peace in Greenwich Hill, where Godfrey is based, was shattered with a double murder. The Westmoreland police now believe they have given residents of the parish one more reason to be assured that they are determined to rid the parish of high-profile gangsters. He was the target of several targeted operations within the Westmoreland division over a number of years, said Superintendent Sean J. Mitchell, the officer in charge of the Negril Police Station. He was wanted for murders, shootings, robberies, rapes, and numerous other criminal activities within the parish, and he has been featured on the Jamaica Constabulary Force's Wanted Wednesday campaign for a number of weeks, even months. According to reports, shortly after 8 a.m. on Friday, a police team acting on information went to a location in the parish where they encountered Godfrey. He reportedly engaged the officers in a gunfight, during which a cop was shot and injured. When the shooting ended, Godfrey was found suffering from multiple gunshot wounds. He, along with the injured cop, was taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead, and the police officer admitted in a stable condition. We considered this a successful operation, as Godfrey has been wreaking havoc in the parish of Westmoreland, especially in the Frome and the Greenwich Hill areas, where he has featured in a number of violent incidents, including shooting at the police, said Superintendent Mitchell. The success of this operation is a testament to the fact that criminals are not welcome in Westmoreland or anywhere in Area 1. This is a big win not only for the parish of Westmoreland, but also the entire Area 1, where he has been a main feature of numerous operations. Based on the latest statistics from the Jamaica Constabulary Force, Westmoreland is currently seconded to St. James with the murders and the shootings across the 19 police divisions. The violence is primarily being driven by the King Valley Gang and the Answer Posse Gang, who are locked in a bloody turf war in Greenwich Hill. VAS orders investigation after visitor dies at airport in Montego Bay. Transport Minister Darrell Vaz has ordered an immediate investigation into the circumstances which led to the death of a Jamaican visitor to the island on Wednesday at the Sanctuary International Airport in Montego Bay, St. James. The passenger, 71-year-old Leroy Smith, was returning to the United States after visiting his family when he collapsed at the baggage counter and later died. A female passenger who said she witnessed the event accused the management of the airport of failing to render the required medical attention to the distressed passenger and believes this led to his death. In a video which has gone viral, the passenger said it took more than 20 minutes for a nurse or official of the airport to arrive to render assistance to the ailing passenger who fell and hit his head. According to the passenger, the situation worsened when an official at the airport arrived on the scene. She said she and the nurse were on the phone with Mr. Smith's family when an airport official turned up and made it clear that they would have to pay US $400 for an ambulance service to move him. The woman, who became emotional, blasted the airport and the personnel at the Sanctuary International Airport for failing to help the ailing passenger.
He was there now telling us to tell him, or telling the jet crew lady to tell the person on the phone that the single ambulance that is at Cornwall Regional is not available. And for them to call a private ambulance, the person on the phone has to approve the payment of $400 US. They have to confirm that it's okay for them to call the ambulance and noting the payment of $400 US. So I said, we have to wait for them to do that to get help for the man. The man need help. The man, I saw the man gap. I never see somebody gap, or what they call it, catch breath, in my entire life. First time I'm seeing, right? And the man was gapping, elderly man. Understand? And I'm saying, come on, man. That is how we do things here. The man stayed right there on the floor and died. The man died on the floor. He died, my God, because people are going to talk about you have to get approval to call an ambulance.
Speaking with the news, Minister Vaz said he is disturbed by the account of the eyewitness.
So I have seen and heard seen the video and the report that was made that has gone viral. I've also seen and heard other messages from other passengers that were around. So the MBJ Airport has a contractual arrangement with Hospital in relation to providing medical services, which include ambulances. My understanding when I asked is that they have access to up to 7 ambulances, and the proximity from Hospital to Montego Bay Airport is not that far. What is important for me is to see exactly the timelines. So I don't want to prejudge. I've gotten a preliminary report and I've seen the viral video, but I have requested specific information which will guide me in relation to the times and whether those times of response were acceptable.
Guys, thanks for watching. Please join us this afternoon at 2 p.m. for another news update.